After major events like Go Fests, community days, and other, there's kind of a lot to do in game. Today we're talking about the top things you should do after a Big Daddy Pokemon Go event. Because if I open my game right now and look in my inventory, it's really rough right now. I'm at nearly 5,600 total Pokemon, which is my max storage. There's useless, non-shiny unknown everywhere, and an absolute load of leftover Pokemon from the most previous event, for me, Adventure Week, some of which are very good though, but a lot of them are garbage. So the first thing that I pretty much always do after a major event, well, it's take out the garbage. Or the take out the trash strat, as I like to call it. Typically, you want to take out the trash immediately after you finish an event. It just makes it way easier because you can just go in, search by age 0, and it shows you all the Pokemon you've caught in the last 24 hours. Not a whole lot for me, but there's a lot to go through today. You could always just go age 0 through like 10, right? So 1,000 Pokemon in the last 10 days, including Go Fest. And now, after a major event like Go Fest or Adventure Week, which Pokemon should you keep? It really depends on a couple of things. Number 1, are there any hundos? Number 2, do you have people to trade with? And number 3, how good are your best Pokemon? Starting off with, are there any hundos? Please, 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 always, after every hunt, always, after every event, do it every time, every single time before you mass transfer Pokemon, check for 100% IVs. And it's very simple. All you do is just type 4 and then the star, and it shows you all of your 100% IVs. I have 185. And do you see this Axew right here? This 100% IV Axew? I almost traded this away during Pokemon Go Fest, but I realized I had the hundo because I muscle memory checked for 100% IVs. I just typed 4-star just out of freaking habit. And I was like shocked that 100% Axew is here that I almost traded. Always check for hundos, always. And the next point, do you have people to trade with? There are tons of super duper meta relevant Pokemon spawning during usually every single event, at least 1 or 2 good Pokemon. For example, I just finished Adventure Week and there were Pokemon like Cranidos and Larvitar spawning a ton, and I got loads of them. But I also got loads of poop, like this Diglett. Now, the thing about Cranidos is that Cranidos' evolution, Rampardos, is actually one of the top Rock-type Pokemon in Pokemon Go, and Rock-type Pokemons are some of the most useful in the game. So getting good IV Cranidos plus more candy and XL candy is actually kind of important. So if I have people to trade with, which I do, I'll go in, mass select all of these meta-relevant Pokemon, and tag them with the trade tag. And then you can just create a trade tag by going create and just make a trade one. This is so I can swap all of the super meta relevant Pokemon that I caught throughout these major events with my friends in the hopes of getting maybe a 100% IV, but mainly it's for the candy and the guaranteed XL candy that we're getting currently from trades. Like literally, if I trade 100 Cranidos, I get 100 Cranidos XL candy, and I only have 189, so that means I could level 50 a Cranidos if I did that. But if you don't really have anyone to trade with, which sometimes I don't because I travel quite a bit, you could just transfer everything, because you still get candies and sometimes XL candies from transferring even the rare Pokemon, so get them out of there if you need to. Okay, let me go through and select all the good stuff. And boom, that is 276 Pokemon into the trade bag, which currently, oh my god, which currently has 631 Pokemon in there. Jeez, dude. But you see I've saved Pokemon from every event. Charizards, there's Bonsleys, there's Regionals, there's Lapras, there's a million Axew, Larvitar, so many good Pokemon in here to trade with friends once I come in contact with them. 631 trades and 6 full days of trading, so hope I'm ready. And if I ever need to make more bag space, which I'm going to, I can always just go in here and transfer any of the Pokemon from that, because whatever. Next point is, how good are your Pokemon? For me, I have a lot of really great meta-relevant Pokemon, especially when looking at the top CP Pokemon that I have. A lot of level 50s, a lot of 100% IVs, a lot of legendaries, a lot of very, very meta things that are super, super powered up, and I have a bunch of them. So when I'm going through Pokemon and debating which ones to keep or transfer, I really only keep Pokemon that are either 100% IV, shiny, sentimental in some reason, or the ones that I'm planning on trading eventually. But if you maybe don't have that good of top Pokemon, keeping Pokemon with high IVs and 3 stars could be a good play as well. Because realistically, having a 96 or a 94 IV Rhyperior isn't going to make the biggest difference compared to a hundo. So if you need the higher IV but not 100% IV Pokemon, keep them. And this you really only need to do for the more meta-relevant spawns, which I always explain what those are when we go into events here on the channel, so make sure to sub. And I have a lot of Pokemon to transfer. Oh god, 1 second. Oh my god, 383 Pokemon we're gonna transfer right now. Boom! That is so much candy, and now I have a lot more space to work with. Still have to transfer a lot though, jeez. Now let's talk about a meta strategy to do before clearing out your bag like I just did. Well, sort of. Check for events. This is important. When playing through all these really solid events, you're gonna catch a lot of meta-relevant Pokemon like Cranidos or Larvitar, whose candy is really valuable. And pretty much every single month, during a Spotlight Hour, there is a 2x transfer candy event. For 1 hour out of the entire month, you get 2 times the candy for transferring Pokemon. Tagging the Pokemon that you want to transfer during this hour, waiting for the hour, and then mass transferring all of them within your little tag section is a crazy 5-head strategy. For example, for me, tomorrow is Mantine's Spotlight Hour, which will have 2 times transfer candy, which is a great time to go in your inventory and see if you have any excess legendary Pokemon that maybe you want to transfer, like these 30,000 Groudon that I have. Although Groudon and Kyogre, I mean, they're pretty good for trades. We'll do some specials later. And this goes back to if you don't really have that many people to trade with, instead of trading your meta-relevant Pokemon, you can just save them and then mass transfer them during double transfer candy, which is OP. This can also work for 2 times evolution XP events, which also happen on Spotlight Hours every month. Any Pokemon that requires 12 candy to evolve, like Pidgey or Wurmple or Pidove, is just good to save and then mass evolve during these Spotlight Hours for easy XP. Although I'm chilling at 258 million, so I don't really need it, but sure some of you might. Next tip, rebalancing your bag. After major updates, you usually end up with just a bunch of random items in your bag. And typically you just play more during major events, so you just accidentally stack up on more and more random items. Nothing's more annoying than trying to open a 7-kilometer egg and getting the "your bag is full" message. So typically it's just good to go back in your bag and go through things that you don't really need. Like I never use potions, I never use super potions, I usually try to keep around 150 to 200 hyper potions, revives, try to keep around 150 of those at all times just in case. Fast TMs, I always keep around 100. Nice. Charge TMs, also always keep around 100. Balls, I never transfer. Why is the mic here? Has that mic been, has it been droopy the whole time? Sorry. Raspberries, I literally never use. So I'll keep around 50 of them just to have them, but like, they're kind of a waste of space for me. And so are Nanaberries, although I do like to Savage Season every once in a while, so I'll keep a couple. Pineapple berries, although they're very useful, dude, I never use them. So 50 should be fine. And golden raspberries, I usually transfer a lot of them out, and I will transfer about 100 right now because I have 450. But sometimes a boring legendary is out and I won't stack up on golden razzes, so I'm not gonna just like dump all of them. And then honestly, evolution items, I probably should just get rid of all of these, but I have the space and I'm just gonna keep them. Next tip, don't forget your special research. A lot of the times during major events, I will just neglect completing my special research, as I'm sure you are all more than aware. Does this annoy you? Are you triggered? But honestly, it's easy to forget this part of the game when the spawns and the raids and the research are just like so hyped. So between events, it's always nice to go into your special research and knock out some easy tasks like a Radiant World Part 1. We'll blast through that a little bit. Easy balls, lucky egg, got some candy, a star piece, some ultra balls, yes please. Also Riza Rival. Oh, this is the last one. Sinnoh Stones. What is this encounter with? It's gonna be... That is so underwhelming. Was it good IVs? Of course not. But we do get a lure module, a TM, and a Pokemon encounter, so down. And this is gonna be still underwhelming. IVs are still bad. Also, honestly, I'll claim this now. The Alola to Alola, dude, we have like a star piece, we have free balls, we have free lures in here. This is actually like really good rewards. And the final tip, prepare for the next event. Kids these days are so blessed with constantly exciting updates every single week in Pokemon Go. Back in my day, we had maybe 1 update a month, and it was not as fun as these ones are today. It's always helpful knowing what's coming up so you know how to prepare properly. For example, for me right now, the TCG event is in a couple of days, which means Meltan, it means amazing spawns, a lot of fun stuff, Mewtwo. And what's the best way to keep up with events? My channel! Subscribe to YouTube here if you haven't already, but the other resources that I like a lot include LeakDuck on Instagram and Twitter, PokemonGoHub.net, Twitter or the website, and Couple of Gaming on Instagram and Twitter. Great resources. Also, side note, make sure to get your special trades in with all these cool new Pokemon you're catching. Like this little trade, a cheeky Rayquaza for Groudon. Groudon currently in the raids, Rayquaza is a beast. Groudon will hopefully have a primal form at some point and is like a top ground type attacker, so that extra XL candy is big. Rayquaza will have a mega at some point. Lucky IV. Ooh, you know what is a fun trade? Shiny Shelmet for Shiny Shelmet which could be fantastic. This is a trade evolution as well, so they'll be free to evolve after the trade. The XL candy isn't the most useful, but will it be? God, maybe I've eaten. God. Free evolve though, whatever. And those are the top tips on what to do after a major Pokemon Go event. If you enjoyed the video, there's a couple other on screen I know you like too. See you in those videos. Check them out. Peace out.